Charlotte Motor Speedway is where we're at here today for stop number 13 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series, as we're here for the running of the Coca-Cola 600, as we're set for 60 laps of action on this racetrack. Yep, you heard me right. I said 60 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway. We may say the Winston All-Star Race is one of the biggest events here we run on this track, but this truly is the main event when it comes to Speed Weeks at Charlotte. Here's the starting line for the Coca-Cola 600. It's a all Buick front row, believe it or not. Johnny Gardner, car number 8, the winner of the season at Bristol. He's on the pole for this event here today, qualifying at 165 miles per hour on the pole. But you'll see a whole lot more faster laps than that. He'll be along in this race here because of the draft. Alongside of him is the winner at Texas, Rob Evans. You can bet that's the same car he had from that race at Texas alongside. Second row, he's Quentin Moore in 21, and number 5, Phil Parker. Third row, he's number 26, Matt McIntyre, one of the 3 drivers who's won twice this season so far. The Quicker State 4, car number 26. He'll be alongside car number 2, Dylan Young. On the outside, Dylan Young, one of the drivers carrying an in-car camera into this event here today. Going to row number 4, we see another 2-time winner, Jessica Shelton, the number 9 Coors Light Ford. She's on the inside. She won at Sonoma, and she also won at Martinsville. She's alongside another blue car, Dylan Poteet, the Maxwell House Ford, car number 22. Fifth row, sees Keith Batson, car 28, Texaco Haviland Ford, and another 2-time winner, Zach Rogers, the number 1 Skull Classic Oldsmobile. Zach has our second in-car camera into this event here today. Next row, he's Jackson Haywood, car number 15, the Motorcraft Ford. He's alongside Seth Cohen, 52. Next row down, he's number 55, Nathan Hudson, and 25, Benjamin Miles. Next row, he's car number 43, Mike Becker, the STP Pontiac. He'll be alongside Ryan George, number 14, the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet. Next row down, he's number 42, Kyle Matthews, who won the Winston All-Star Race here on the same track. Can he back it up and win the 600? Well, we'll find out in the 60 laps that will ensue. The next row alongside him will be number 68, Cab Shearer, in the Country Time Oldsmobile. Next up, he's our third in-car camera, Cole Deaver in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, car number 3. He'll be alongside car 29, Zachary Fitzwater. Cole won the season at Rockingham. Next up, he's number 31, Joshua Osborne, and number 30, Jay Jefferson. Next row, has Nathan Orman in the Valvoline Ford, car number 6. He'll be alongside car 24, Charles Samper, who won at Atlanta this season. Orman finished second to Charles in that race too, by the way. Next up, he's number 94, Jesse Turner, in a Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile, car 94. And number 66, it is 66 car Ryan Bromers is alongside. Next row down, he's number 4, William Brock in the Kodak Film Chevrolet. And Kat Batson, who won at Darlington, the McDonald's Ford, car 27. Next row down, he's Alex Miller in 83, who won the last time we ran a points race at Charlotte last season in the Melly Yellow 500. He'll be alongside car number 70, Wade Bremer. Next row has Christian Russell, number 7, and number 18, Matt Haas. Next row is 71, Henry Sanford. He'll be alongside number 98, Jean Sanford, his sister. Next row is car 20, Mitchell Collins, and number 10, Paul Minnick. The next row is Levi McIntyre in 27. He's got a long way to go to try, if he hopes to get a win here today. He'll be alongside Jordan Anderson, number 90. Next row down, he's number 33, Jacob Thibodeau, and number 11, Adam Garcia. Starting shotgun in the field will be car number 75, Laura Chung, in the Dinner Bell Food Lion Oldsmobile. So the field of 41 will line up for some racing here today as they wait the word to fire the engines, which will be coming up here in just a couple of seconds. Commands have been given of our engines as the field of 41 comes to life, and as they roll off pit row, we'll be back for the start right after this. Back at Charlotte Motor Speedways, where as the field comes down the backstretch into turn number 3. Both these drivers have won races this season so far, and they're the only 2 Buicks in the field, and they've qualified on the front row for this event. Johnny Gardner, number 8, he won the season at Bristol, and his buddy Rob Evans, who won the season at Texas Motor Speedway here. And he actually got Rob and Johnny's another buddy of Johnny and Rob's behind him at Quentin Moore in 21, the Citgo Ford. Starting third position, the green flag out, and boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys and girls. In the high gear they go now. Johnny Gardner has the early lead, but here comes Rob Evans to the low side. He won the lead that first lap. But behind them, they got a pair of Fords here. Matt McIntyre in 26 and Jessica Shelton in the 9. Off turn number 4 they come here, as you see McIntyre staying behind Evans as Evans leads the first lap of this race here. You'll see speeds today of over 170 miles per hour here at Charlotte in CTS Physics. Give you an idea how fast the trucks will go around this track here too, as we mentioned during the All-Star race. McIntyre looks the high side, but that opens the door for Jessica Shelton. She dips down low, as you see Keith Batson. Now he goes and he peaks low on Shelton's car as they come to the start-finish line. Evans leads the second lap of this race here, and now Batson goes for the second position. He's got his teammate Jackson Haywood behind him. Haywood won once last season. That came at Pocono, where we'll be heading to about 3 races from now. Next race on the tour will actually be at Dover Downs International Speedway. Then we go to Riverside. Then we go to Pocono after that. As you see, Keith Batson taking the lead in car 28, the Texaco Haviland Ford. The season 24 series champion leads the third lap of this race here. And that's what 170 miles an hour looks like, going right by us if you're standing right there on the fence watching him. Jackson Haywood takes the lead. Nathan Hudson now goes to second, but here comes Mike Becker in 43 and Kyle Matthews in 42. As they go down low in the racetrack here, as they take second and third. Cole Deaver right there behind him in car number 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevy. On board with Cole Deaver. Off the second turn they come here. Poetry in motion at over 170 miles per hour here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Mike Becker takes the lead as he takes the King Richard Petty cars up to the top spot. You're riding with Deaver in second position now. But here comes Joshua Osborne to the low side, the number 31, I should say, Mom and Pop Chevy. As he looks slow to take the lead here, Nathan Orman right there behind him in the Valvoline Ford. Then you got Jesse Turner, William Brock, and Alex Miller right there behind. Miller, ironically enough, drove an Oldsmobile in last season's Mille Yellow 500 when he won that race over there to the number 51 Valvoline car. This season, armed with sponsorship from Bullseye Barbecue Sauce, the number 83 machine. He'll look low on the racetrack here. Miller, by the way, up in the top 5, I believe now. He's challenging for the top 5. As Nathan Orman took the lead, here comes Jesse Turner to the low side. Turner takes the lead away in the Sunoco machine. And here comes William Brock in the number 4 Kodak Film Chevy. As he looks slow, Miller tries to follow suit as they come into turn number 1. Christian Russell right there behind him, the number 7 card. One of the rookies in the field here this season. He's shown some flashes here this season. Obviously, starting the season off with a 5th place run in the Daytona 500. And also had a pretty good run at Bristol, and also had a good run at Talladega as well this season. So that 7 car has proved to be fast in a few places he's run this season, though, and not bad for a guy who's running his first races in this series as well. Well, it could be one of the guys to watch to maybe possibly pull off an upset win. Now, whether that'll be today or not, though, it still remains to be seen. It is possible, though, but we are a long ways to go in this race, though. We are working on completing the 9th lap of this race here. Ryan Brommer now goes to second position in the 66 car. Then Jay Jefferson, who's looking for a little redemption for this place, too. You remember, it was last season's event when it looked like he had that race all won. It was leading coming off turn number 4 under caution, I might add. Was under caution, leading off turn number 4, missed the pin entrance, looked like he's going to win this race, and runs out of gas between there and the start-finish line and gives the win to Gene Sanford in that race, though. And you know that's got to weigh in on Jefferson's mind. Jefferson did win a race last season, but that was at the Brickyard 400, but to say he was heartbroken over that event would be a gross understatement. And look who's moved up the field already. Levi McIntyre in 17. He's up to second place now in the Western Auto Chevy, the defending series champion. Did it without winning a race last season, though. He hopes to win some races this season if he wants to. Hopes to defend the championship, though, but wants to do it winning races this time. McIntyre comes to the start finish line. Looks like he might lead this lap here. It was close between he and Matt Haas. And it was McIntyre leading that lap, I believe. Yes, it was. It was McIntyre leading that lap. Matt Haas goes to lead. Seth Cole in second position here. Dylan Young trying for third position now in the number 2 machine. You're riding with Dylan Young. Dylan has our front bumper camped. And whoa, that was awfully close between he and Seth Cole. Dylan Young, as you saw, has our front bumper cam in this event here today. Ryan George goes to second place here. Third is Henry Sanford now as they come off turn number 4. Jordan Anderson in the 90 car is up to 4th position now with Wade Brummer trying for 5th place here. So got some surprises up to the field so far here in early going in this race. Brummer in the 70 machine finished second at Texas the last time he was on a 1.5-mile track. So you can bet like Rob Evans, he's got the setup from that Texas race under that number 70 Rumble Furniture Pontiac. That's the J.D. McDuffie entry, by the way, that he's driving. That was the car Mitchell Collins drove last season. He drove to some good runs though, but didn't quite get a top 10, whereas Brummer was able to this season. So it's kind of depressed Collins a little bit, I guess you might say. But Collins has deemed himself this season there. So we can find Mitchell Collins actually. There he is in the number 20 Crown Patrolling car. He's stuck on the outside with Christian Russell on the low side in the 7 car. But I was talking about Collins, though, he has since followed that up with about 2, I think maybe even 3 top 10 finishes this season. I know he came in top 10 in the Daytona 500, then he came in top 10 at Bristol and the top 10 at Texas. That finish at Bristol, by the way, was an 8th he had in that race. It was either an 8th or a 9th, one of the 2 finishers, but Mitchell has found some pretty good, some good performance out of the number 20 Crown Petroleum Fast Fair Oldsmobile. Performance sometimes can be a little bit erratic, but same can be said with some of these cars in the field here. He is unfortunately right now dropping backwards in the field now as he's caught up in the outside of the racetrack. And we saw 3 wide there. Kyle Matthews, Mike Becker, and Joshua Osborne, and Cole Deaver holds the caboose right now in 41st position, but there's still a long ways to go in this race. Paul Minnick has the lead right now, number 10. Then you got Kat Batson to the low side looking for the lead with Charles Sanford in 24 right there behind her. Kev Sheeran in 68, and Orman back up there trying to make another go at it. And give a call to Jacob Thibodeau in the 33 car. Thibodeau, who's one of the guys caught is down the standings, as is Adam Garcia in the 11 car. He's also up there too, but he's unfortunately again caught up on the outside, along with Minnick, Shelton, and also Brummer and Anderson, and also the one who started dead last, Laura Chung in the 70, who also had a top 10 at Bristol this season. She's made her way through the field nicely though too. As they come out to number 4 here, Kev Shear looks like I think he's going to lead this lap over Ormond. I don't know if he did or not. Yeah, they gave the credit to Kev Shear at the line, so Kev did lead the lap. This track here in Charlotte, we've seen this we saw it in the Winston Open. We also saw it in the Winston All-Star. This track very, very competitive And I know some don't like it when we have plate racing on. Don't like when we have Talladega style racing at Charlotte though, but it does make for some exciting stuff. However, historically in the 600, however, we have had some pit stops happen within the final 10 to 12 laps of this race here. So, expecting those final 10 to 12 laps to see some darn near chaos happen, which historically again has happened in the last 12 laps. Witness what we saw last season too, in that finish that we described to you. And the aforementioned Jean Saber, by the way, led, I think, coming off turn number 2. She was second the last time by, but she's going to drop back. Laura Chung or Zach Rogers, one of two, is going to lead this lap here. I don't know who did. And they gave it to Laura Chung that time by, so the 75 car leads her first lap of the race. But surrenders it now to Zach Rogers in car number 1, the winner this season at North Wilkesboro, and he also won at Talladega in the number 1 Skull Classic machine. Here's Zach looking to climb himself back up in the standings. So he had a slow start to the season, but is apparently all coming together possibly right now there, and hopes to get in contention for his first ever championship in this series. He has finished top 5 in the points the last two seasons here. He finished I think 5th the first season, and he finished 5th in season 24, and he finished I think 2nd or 3rd in season 25. He was really darn close to taking the championship away from McIntyre. So Zach wants to vindicate himself from that this season, but right now he's up on the high side right now and dropping spots as now Quentin Moore to go forward goes to the lead now in the number 21. He was the 3rd place starter in this event, and here comes number 22 Dylan Pote, who started 6th in the field, and he looks for the lead now. Sticks that nose forward right down the bottom of the track and takes the lead right now with Rob Evans behind him and Matt McIntyre in the green 26. Right there behind him. In fact, you got a pair of motor oil companies right there on the inside lane. Matt McIntyre for Quaker State and Jay Jefferson for Pennzoil. It's been a fast-paced race at Charlotte, and we're almost halfway through, already 23 laps into this event here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And they're averaging 170.5 miles per hour as Matt McIntyre in the green car takes the lead. William Brock has the fastest lap of the race so far. 174.289 miles per hour. In fact, he and Dylan Pote, the only 2 cars, up over 174 miles an hour. The rest of them in the 173 range. You see right there. Laura Chung, Jacob Thibodeau, Benjamin Miles, Kat Batson, Gene Sanford, Ryan Brommer, Zachary Fitzwater, and Alex Miller are the top 10 laps so far in this race here. At this point here, we are about to complete the 25th lap of this race, so we will have 35 to go. So a long way to go here at Charlotte. As we said, anything can happen in this. As we always said, anything can happen in this. Anything can happen in a race, and usually does for that fact too. Jefferson led the last time by, but here comes number 15, Jackson Hayward. He's taking the lead now over Nathan Hudson in the number 55 car. He'll dive low, tries for the lead now. He's got the push from Jesse Turner and Joshua Osborne and Cole Deaver. Back in from the back end of Cole Deaver's car, you're looking right in the eyes of Dylan Young. I can say this for Dylan Young, though, in a race, if he's battling a situation like this, though, he lives in Florida, and battling Florida traffic, and having battled Florida traffic day in and day out daily, this should be nothing. How'd you like to have a car come right into your living room at over 170 miles an hour like this? Boy, some incredible pictures here, and you got the backdrop of the field right there behind. Levi McIntyre, as a matter of fact, goes to the low side to take position from Dylan Young, or tries to. And meanwhile, while you're riding with Cole Deaver, he's taking the lead in this race. So Deaver goes to the top spot over Dylan Young and Levi McIntyre. But here comes number 43, Mike Becker, down to the low side. Young tries to lead the lap from Deaver. No, he does not. Deaver led that lap, and here comes number 43, Mike Becker, for third spot, maybe even second here. Becker takes the King Richard Petty colors up to the front and tries to this time by, and he will do so. He will push Young up the track and move the King 43 up to the front now. Henry Sanford now goes low, and now he tries to take the lead as Becker leads his first lap of the race. Seth Cole now goes to second position. Kyle Matthews trying for third. Alex Miller back up there again, tries to make another go at it here. Ryan Brommer up there. Benjamin Miles, Ryan George, and that aqua color number 90 of Jordan Anderson. There it is, right there in front of that yellow number 4 of William Brock. Halfway home here at Charlotte here. 30 laps in the books and 30 laps to go. Boy, just incredible racing as we always seem to see here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We had a great race in the Winston All-Star race where we saw a battle between Kyle Matthews and Dylan Young for the win, with Matthews winning that event, with Matthews winning the Winston. And like I said, he helps to back that up with a win here in the 600, obviously here. But like I said, we got a long ways to go here. So we got quite a ways still left to go here. That was 31 laps in the books and 29 to go now. As we've seen here so far, here those 30 laps do click off pretty quick here. Benjamin Miles gets pushed up the track now by Ryan George as they come off turn number 4. George in the 14, the car, that black and white cornflakes machine. That is a 1993 Terry Labonte car he's driving in this event here. One of the most underrated schemes really in the 90s, to be honest. I don't know, everybody thinks of the Earnhardt Goodwrench or the Gordon DuPont, some of the other iconic schemes like that. While iconic and memorable, there are some of the most underrated schemes in NASCAR over the years in the 90s, and that scheme right there, the one we're looking at in the Kellogg's 14, is definitely one of those schemes for sure. Not to take anything away from the more well-known schemes, but still, you know what I mean. There's another well-known scheme, the number 18 Interstate Battery Car. That's Matt Haas going to the number 3 spot now. William Brock takes the lead with now Keith Batson in second position, the 4 and the 28. And Brock dives low and takes that yellow number 4 to the top spot now. Spectator view. Look at this view right there here at Charlotte. Now Kev Shear floors it all on the number 68 car and takes the number 1 spot now. Paul Minnick up to second place now in the number 10 Tide Ford. It looks like Kev Shear is going to lead this lap in this race here. As you see, Wade Brummer in the 70 car now goes to the low side. Tries to take second position and may even try to take the lead from Kev Shear here. And looks like, nope, Kev's going to throw the block on him. Kev said, you're not the one supposed to be leading. I am. And Charles Semper says, we'll see about that. He's got the 2 blue cars of Mitchell Collins and Jessica Shelton behind him. Collins in the 20 and Shelton in the 9. And Charles looks slow. He keeps Collins and Shelton at bay at the moment. But here they come to the low side. Collins comes to the low side of the track here. Tries for position here. He stays tucked in behind Sanford though, but here comes Shelton in number 9, and she says, "Out of my way, Mitchell," and she'll go to the top, and she'll go to second place now. Off to number 4, here comes Jacob Thibodeau, tries to the low side. Jess looks low, squeezes in front of Thibodeau's car. Charles led the lap, but but when we get into number 1, it's gonna be Jessica Shelton to the top spot now for the time being. But Jacob Thibodeau says, I want to lead a lap. But here comes number 6, Nathan Orman, down to the low side in the Valvoline board. And that may just open up for Shelton to lead her first lap of this race here today. Orman stays tucked in behind here, and it looks like Jess will lead that lap. 38 laps in the books, 22 laps remaining. And here comes number 7, Christian Russell, to the left side. I was saying about 10 laps ago or so, this Wild Bunch should almost become the Thirsty Bunch at this point, as we may see some of the guys pit for gas. Like I said, it always seems to happen here on this track. It always seems to. In fact, one season we actually ran an 80-lap race here at Charlotte, I believe, one time in the 600. Actually, I don't know if I'll run one that long again, to be honest. Cole Deaver, car number 3, dives low, looks for the lead, and he's got it. Deaver takes the GM Goodwrench Chevy up to the top spot, and where did Adam Garcia come from in the number 11 Budweiser car? He's up to second place. On board with Zach Rogers in car number 1. He has our 13-car camera in this event. Zach started his race in 10th place, and he looks to lead his first lap. Actually, his second lap, excuse me. Off turn number 40 comes here. And Zach leads that lap here. And you see Kat Batson dives low. Batson 27. She'll take the lead. Nathan Hudson to second place here. And Johnny Gardner tries for third spot now. He's got Kyle Matthews behind him. Phil Parker in the 5, the Daytona 500 winner. And number 12, the Texas winner, Rob Evans. Kat Batson, though, she has not been without a win herself this season as well. She won at Darlington in the Dodge Challenger 500 in that race. And what was a 1-2 Batson finish here, Kat won the race, and right there finishing second behind her was her husband, Keith. And what a moment that was for the Batson family, too. Now Kyle Matthews goes to the top spot in car number 42. He leads that lap, and here comes Phil Parker down the low side, car number 5, the Levi Garrett Chevy. Gene Sanford's up there now, Laura Chung in 75, and the 29 is Zachary Fitzwater, the Hardy's Oldsmobile. Or Hardy's Pontiac, excuse me. There it is. That car was an Oldsmobile last season. And Fitzwater now goes to the top, or tries to go to the top spot here. He's up to trying for 4th position right now. Evans led the last time by, and now Gene Sanford takes lead, and now Laura Chung is up to second position. Got a couple of ladies battling it out here. Four ladies in the field this season here. Gene Sanford, that's one of Charles's siblings, by the way. Her and Henry. Laura Chung, Kat Batson, and Jessica Shelton. 4 of the ladies in this field here today. As Gene leads this lap, and now here comes Fitzwater to the low side. Looks to take the lead here. We are getting close to see if any car will dip down pit road. We are going to keep an eye on that as Fitzwater takes the lead here with Dylan Poteet to second position now. Kev Shearer up to third spot now. Nobody touching the apron just yet here as you see Shearer looks low for the lead. He's got the shove from Charles Sanford in car number 24. And move Kev Shearer to the top spot in 68. Sanford dives low in 24. He looks to regain the top spot here. And there goes number 20, Mitchell Collins in the 20 car as he tries to look for second place. 13 laps to go here in the Coca-Cola 600. Charles Sanford, car number 24, out in front here. Jackson Haywood, the number 15 Motorcraft Ford, goes up to second position now. He's got Benjamin Miles and Mike Becker behind him, the 25 and 43 cars. And he got the 30 of Jefferson, the 17 of Levi McIntyre. That time Michael plays 48 laps now, 12 to go. Benjamin Miles now jumps to the top spot now. Mike Becker up to second place. Here comes Jefferson and McIntyre down low. And still nobody coming down pit road here. We're now coming up on 11 laps to go. And 3 wide racing there. Well, actually was 3 wide here. Rob Evans gets shuffled out in his madness right now. Levi McIntyre now goes to the top spot now in car number 17. Ten laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. Seth Cole, car 52 now goes low. He's got Ryan Bomber behind him. He wants to win his first race here. Talking about Brommer in 66. Seth Cole has not won in a while. Ryan George hasn't won in a while. Alex Miller won the last time he was here for the Meliella 500. He wants to go 2 in a row in the points races at Charlotte. Number 4, William Brock is up there. Number 55, Nathan Hudson, as we're now down to 9 laps to go. And here comes number 14, Ryan George down low. Loses out in that battle. And here comes Miller in the 83 car. Off turn number 4 they come. Alex Miller goes to the top spot, or tries to go to the top spot, I should say. But he gets shoved up to the high side now with now 8 laps to go. Ryan George now goes to the top spot. Here comes number 4, William Brock. He has not won in a long time himself, neither. The number 4, Kodak Film Chevy. He's been close a few times, but it's never quite gotten over that hump. And I always see cars coming down pit road here, and I think it's where usually the caution comes out. Usually, nope, 4 cars have come in safely here. Mitchell, or I should say not Mitchell Collins, but there, Wade Brummer's in, Matt Haas is in, Kyle Matthews is in, Jessica Shelton's in. Pit stops happening with here is 7 laps to go, 6.5 now. Alex Miller is now looking low. He wants to come in. Jesse Turner comes in. There's Turner coming in here. Jesse Turner coming in. I should say Charles Sanford, Jay Jefferson, Cole Deaver, Matt McIntyre, Kev Shear is in. Jackson Haywood's in. Keith Batson's in. Christian Russell's in. Almost everybody's coming in the pits now. Adam Garcia's in, so is the 33 car. And there comes the leaders, Nathan Hudson, William Brock, all of them coming into the pits now. Who's going to circle out as the leader? 55 miles an hour down pit road here. And looks like the yellow flag, I think's out. Maybe. Well, I thought I saw yellow lights blinking. I don't know who's going to be the leader in this race. I don't think Levi McIntyre, I think he's out of gas. He is. McIntyre's out of gas at number 17. He's trying to move his way back on the pit road. Oh, what a heartbreaker for the 17 team. Team Thrash Maniac Racing out of gas, and they're going to try to. They're going to have a hard time getting that car to start. That is for darn sure. Because sometimes you run out of gas. Well, it looks like you got this car to start easily. Who's leading this race? That's going to be the question now. It's not Alex Miller. He's not leading this race, I don't think. It's not Shelton. It's not Anderson. It's Seth Cole's leading this race. 52. Well, he was leading. He's now coming off pit road. That may give Ryan Brommer possibly the lead in the 66 car. Check and see where he's at here. Yep, he is in the lead. Ryan Brommer, number 66, is in the lead, and Jordan Anderson is in second position. We are coming up on the white flag. There is 2 to go this time by. Anderson goes low in the 90 car. Can we see a first-time winner here at Charlotte? Here, we will either way with Anderson or Brommer. But closing in is the 15 car of Jackson Haywood. But I don't know if he's got any time to get up there with the leaders now. That's going to be the question. In the turn number 3 here, Anderson, number 90, looks low here. Brommer tries to throw the block in the 66 cars. They come off turn number 4. It'll be the white flag now. 1 lap remaining in the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. We're going to go flag to flag in this race here today without a yellow flag. But here they come into turn number 1 here. Anderson loses out on this battle here. Jackson Haywood still trying to close in the 15 car. Does he have enough to try to catch the 66 car? Brommer is going to stick down low on the track here, and he is going to do it. How about a first-time winner in the Coca-Cola 600? Ryan Brommer is going to win here in Charlotte. The field strategy worked to perfection for the 66 team, as the Trop Arctic Ford goes to victory lane here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Second will go to Jackson Haywood. Third will be Charles Sanford. Fourth will be Benjamin Miles. Jordan Anderson finishes in 5th. Sixth will go to Matt Haas. Christian Russell 7th. Zachary Fitzwater 8th. Johnny Gardner 9th. And Levi McIntyre drops to 10th place in the final running order. And for once at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we actually got through pit stops without any chaos happening. That is a first. But Ryan Brommer gets his first ever Castrol GTX Cup Series victory as he wins the Coca-Cola 600 here, average speed 168.169. Jackson Haywood comes on second. We mentioned here, then we actually gave you the top 10 already. 11th will go to Dylan Young, Quentin Moore 12th, Dylan Poteet 13th, 14th William Brock, Ryan George 15th, Nathan Hudson 16th, Jessica Shelton 17th, Seth Cole 18th, and Mike Becker was the last car on the lead lap, finishing 19th in this race here. The cars that got trapped a lap down because of the pit stops were as follows: Jay Jefferson, Kat Batson, Wade Brummer, Kyle Matthews, Keith Batson, Alex Miller 25th in the final running order for him, Zach Rogers, Henry Sanford, Jacob Thibodeau, Joshua Osborne, and Kev Shearer was the top 30. Then Paul Minnick, Laura Chung, Adam Garcia, Rob Evans, Gene Sever, Cole Deaver, Nathan Orman, Bill Parker, Mitchell Collins, Matt McIntyre, and Jesse Turner was the last of the finishers there. So unfortunately, some of our top drivers got screwed over by pit strategy without question. That is for darn sure. And for some, like Charles Saber, though, it kind of paid off to perfection. Him and Benjamin Miles both, as well as guys like McIntyre and Gardner. Even though, unfortunately for McIntyre, he was running third when he ran out of gas, and cost him a shot of what possibly could have been a third, or maybe even better in that race here today. But that's the nature of pitch strategy. That's the nature of pitch strategy. You close your eyes, roll the dice, and see what happens here. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't. So we'll see. So yeah, that's pretty much your. So there's your drama here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But it all pays off for Ryan Barber to get his first ever Castrol GTX Cup Series victory. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got NNSCRA, we got gaming videos, in our online videos as well as Seth Cole's Duracell Cup Series here, which is in full swing. I guarantee his races are a lot better than what I have to offer too. So please be sure to check that series out here for Seth. And yeah, so next race on the tour will be at Dover Downs International Speedway for the running of the FedEx 400. And for now, this is James Coles, the production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. We will see you at Dover.